One of the things that I'm absolutely loving with the Nintendo Switch game releases over the last few years and even upcoming is all of these iconic games making their way to the Nintendo Switch. We've got BioShock coming to the Switch, we've got XCOM 2 coming to the Switch, Borderlands, Resident Evil is on the Switch, the older Mega Man titles are on the Switch. Whether it be Tales of, whether it be Metro, there are a lot of high-quality titles that are making their way over to the Switch. However, I have to point attention to one game in Burnout Paradise that is making the transition to the Nintendo Switch. Now, there is nothing inherently wrong with Burnout Paradise coming to the Nintendo Switch. In actuality, it is something that I find incredibly exciting. Burnout Paradise was an awesome game when it released in January of 2008, so it is a little bit older, and yes, I understand that when these games are remastered, they do come at a relatively premium price point. I necessarily don't get upset about that. However, with Burnout Paradise, it's a little bit ridiculous, I have to say. Now, initially, Burnout Paradise was remastered in 2018 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. It was released at $39.99 back then, and even back then, I thought that that was a little bit hefty because it was a definitive edition that didn't really completely alter the gameplay experience, whereas a game like Xenoblade Chronicles, the definitive edition, that is going to be a substantially improved game, and I'm willing to pay $59.99 for that, especially because that is a grandiose JRPG that I think is going to be worth the $60. Okay, so Burnout Paradise came out on PS3, I should say PS3 and 360 in 2008, remastered for PS4 and Xbox One in 2018 for $40. Well, now it comes to Nintendo Switch, and it will be released at $49.99. Yes, $50 for a game that is 12 years old. Now, is this absolute blasphemy? Is this something we haven't seen in Switch before, on Switch? Well, the Metro Exodus collection was released on, the Metro Redo collection was released at $49.99, but that included two games, Metro 2033 as well as Metro Last Light. Final Fantasy X and X-2 was released at $49.99. That included Final Fantasy X and X-2. And then Final Fantasy X and X-2, that collection actually included a couple of extras as well. You can say the same thing for Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. That was released at $49.99, but the Zodiac Age improved Final Fantasy XII quite a bit, and it was released at $50 on PlayStation 4 as well, so at least there was some parity there. In this case, Burnout Paradise takes a game that was already a little bit overpriced back in 2018, and it heightens that price by $10 on the Switch. If you actually look at it comparatively, guys, Burnout Paradise is literally available for like $5 on the PlayStation Store at a regular basis. I think it's been cheaper than that. I think it may have been available for $3. So now we're talking about paying $50 for a game that is from 2008 and is a game that is inherently a little bit expensive when it was initially remastered, and you're paying $10 more for the Switch port. I'm sorry, I just can't get behind this, and this is one of those instances where I thought it had to have been pointed out, and if you guys are looking forward to Burnout Paradise, all the power to you, but I think it would be very, very advantageous if you wait a little while to wait for this game to go on sale, especially considering the fact, I remember going back to 2018, I complained about Burnout Paradise being $40 on the PS4 and Xbox One, and ultimately, they lowered that game's price really, really quickly, and I would have to think that there will be a similar scenario that unfolds with the Nintendo Switch release. Maybe I'm wrong about that, and ultimately, is the game worth $50? That's up for you to decide. However, if you compare it to the other versions of the game, this version is a little bit expensive, where I do think you should be waiting until the game goes on sale. This is, in my opinion, one of the most overpriced Switch games that have come out, and we've seen that regularly. We see a game like Alien Isolation that is available on Steam for $3, and then on Switch, it's on sale right now, and it's still like $25. Yes, we see that pretty regularly, but in the case of Burnout Paradise, I feel like it's a little bit more egregious than what we've been used to in the past and what we've been accustomed to. That $5 to $10 Switch tax, yeah, that's a little bit normal, and I'm willing to let it slide for a game like The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition, because at the end of the day, that game came out on Switch for $50, but that game also came out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One for $50. It actually came out, I think, at $60, and it released at $60 on Nintendo Switch as well, and it's regularly been available for $40 to $50 since its release. But in this case, you're talking about a remaster that is so old, its price was already a little bit high when it came out in 2018, and now for the Switch, it's been heightened by $10. Had to point that out, and I have to implore you guys to wait for a sale on this one. It's just a game that I think is really good. I was super, super high on Burnout Paradise when it came out back in 2008. Hey, I bought that game day one on the PlayStation 3 for $60, and I got my money's worth back then, and I really enjoyed it. But let's be real, 12 years later, 2 years after the initial remaster did go on sale so so quickly, and it's available south of $5 regularly at $50. This is one that you should stay away from, and it's one of the more overpriced Switch games that I've seen thus far. But that's gonna conclude this video. I just wanted to bring this to your guys' attention just because I don't want any of you guys to get bamboozled and end up buying it for $50. Look, if you want to spend your $50, more power to you. I just think for your wallet's sake, with all of these games coming out, it would be very, very advantageous if you did end up waiting for a sale. But that's gonna conclude this video. If you have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comment section down below, as well as sounding off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I'm definitely interested to hear what you guys think. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.